On-screen warm and charismatic, frustrated by that stubborn belly fat that just won't budge after 50, tired of the energy crashes that hit you like a ton of bricks every afternoon? What if I told you the secret to revitalizing your body, sharpening your mind, and protecting your heart isn't locked away in an expensive supplement or a grueling workout plan, but in a simple $1 a day breakfast food that 90% of people are preparing the wrong way? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share will fundamentally change the way you think about aging. For decades, we've been told a story about what it means to get older, that a decline in energy, an increase in weight, and a medicine cabinet full of prescriptions are simply inevitable. This narrative paints a bleak picture, suggesting that our best years are behind us and that we should just accept a slower, less vibrant existence. We see it reflected in our families and friends. We hear it from doctors who are quick to prescribe a pill for every ill, and we feel it in our own bodies when we can't do the things we used to love without feeling a new ache or pain. This story is not only disheartening, it's a lie. The real issue isn't age itself, but the accumulation of years of dietary habits that no longer serve us, habits that lead to chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, and a sluggish metabolism. It's the reason why so many people over 50 feel trapped in a body that doesn't feel like their own, battling a constellation of frustrating symptoms they believe are just a part of getting older. But what if the problem isn't that your body is failing you, but that you're not giving it the right fuel to thrive? It's a subtle but powerful distinction that shifts the blame from your genetics or your age to your daily choices, which, unlike your age, are entirely within your control. Wait until you see what happened when a group of 65-year-olds in a small study made one tiny change to their morning routine. The results were so profound that even the researchers were shocked, and it's a change you can make tomorrow morning. We're going to dismantle that lie piece by piece. The problem we're tackling today is this creeping sense of physical decline. It's the joint stiffness in the morning that makes getting out of bed a chore. It's the brain fog that clouds your thinking and makes it hard to focus. It's the constant worry about your blood pressure and cholesterol numbers every time you visit the doctor. It's looking in the mirror and not recognizing the tired person staring back at you. These aren't separate, unrelated issues. They are all symptoms of a deeper metabolic dysfunction that often accelerates dramatically after we cross the half-century mark. Our bodies become less efficient at processing sugars, our cellular repair mechanisms slow down, and our sensitivity to inflammation increases. For many, this translates into a daily reality of feeling weak, puffy, and perpetually exhausted. And the conventional solutions are often just as frustrating. We're told to eat less and move more, a vague piece of advice that rarely works long term and often leads to feelings of deprivation and failure. We try restrictive diets that leave us hungry and irritable, only to regain the weight and sometimes more the moment we stop. It's an exhausting cycle of hope and disappointment. Most people miss this crucial point. The key isn't just eating less, it's eating smarter. The real secret to reversing these trends comes down to mastering your blood sugar and reducing inflammation. And that begins with the very first meal of your day. But here's the twist. The very food that holds the solution is often demonized as a carb to be avoided, a misconception that is costing millions of people their health. Before we get into the solution, I want you to comment yes down below if you've ever felt that frustrating afternoon energy slump, that 3 p.m. crash that sends you running for a sugary snack or another cup of coffee. You are not alone in this, and we're about to put an end to it. Timestamp appears on screen, the game-changing science at 2:10. Don't skip ahead. The science behind why this works is the key to making it a lifelong habit. The solution, as you've guessed, is oats. But please, erase from your mind those gummy, bland, sugar-laden packets of instant oatmeal from your childhood. We are talking about the pure, unadulterated superfood in its most powerful form. For centuries, oats have been a staple food, but only recently has modern science begun to unlock the full spectrum of their incredible health benefits, particularly for the over 50 body. The magic lies in a specific type of soluble fiber called beta-glucan. Think of beta-glucan as a superhero for your insides. When you eat oats, this fiber dissolves in your digestive tract and forms a thick, gel-like substance. This gel is the secret weapon. It's not just fiber, it's an active, dynamic substance that transforms your internal ecosystem. Let's start with your heart, which after 50 requires more diligent care than ever before. This beta-glucan gel moves through your gut and essentially traps cholesterol-rich bile acids, preventing them from being reabsorbed into your bloodstream. Your liver then has to pull more LDL, the bad cholesterol, out of your blood to make more bile, effectively lowering your overall cholesterol levels naturally and powerfully. This isn't just a theory, it's a proven biological mechanism backed by decades of research. Think about what this really means. A simple bowl of oatmeal is actively working to clean your arteries and reduce the strain on your most vital organ. But that's only the beginning of what this gel can do. Most people get this next part completely wrong. I'll explain why at timestamp XXX. They focus only on the cholesterol aspect and miss the even more profound impact on their daily energy and weight. Let's talk about the dreaded roller coaster of blood sugar and energy. One of the biggest challenges after 50 is a decreased sensitivity to insulin, meaning your body struggles to manage the sugar from your food. A breakfast of toast, sugary cereal, or even just a banana can cause a rapid spike in blood sugar. Your body then releases a flood of insulin to deal with it, which inevitably leads to a dramatic crash a couple of hours later. This is that 3 p.m. wall you hit. This is the brain fog. This is the craving for more sugar to get back up again. It is a vicious, fat-storing, energy-draining cycle. Here is where the oat beta-glucan gel becomes your absolute best friend. Because it's so thick and viscous, it dramatically slows down the digestion and absorption of carbohydrates in your stomach. Instead of a sudden sugar spike, you get a slow, steady, controlled release of glucose into your bloodstream. This provides you with sustained, stable energy for hours. 4. There is no spike, and therefore no crash. Imagine your entire morning and afternoon powered by a clean, long-lasting fuel source. You're more focused at work. You have the energy to go for a walk in the afternoon, and you're not a slave to your cravings. Let me introduce you to Robert, a 62-year-old viewer who wrote to me. For years, his mornings consisted of 2 slices of white toast with jam and coffee. By 10:30 a.m., he was starving and irritable. After switching to a daily bowl of slow-cooked, steel-cut oats, he reported not even thinking about food until well past 1 p.m. He called it his secret weapon for productivity, but Robert's story had another unexpected chapter. Wait until you hear what his doctor told him at his 6-month checkup. Beyond energy, the number one goal for so many people over 50 is weight management. It feels like our metabolism grinds to a halt, and that even looking at a cookie can make us gain weight. The secret to winning this battle is satiety, the feeling of fullness and satisfaction. This is where oats outshine virtually every other breakfast food on the planet. The combination of the beta-glucan gel expanding in your stomach and the slow energy release sends powerful signals to your brain that you are full and satisfied. This potent 1-2 punch crushes cravings and prevents overeating later in the day. A study published in the Annals of Nutrition and Metabolism found that participants who ate oatmeal for breakfast consumed significantly fewer calories at lunch compared to those who ate a popular brand of oat-based ready-to-eat cereal. Why? Because the processed cereal, despite being made from oats, has its fiber structure broken down, leading to faster digestion and less satiety. This brings me to one of the most critical retention spikes of this entire video. Most people miss step number 3 in oat preparation, and it makes all the difference. It's not just about what you eat, but how you prepare it. We will dive deep into the ultimate comparison, steel cut versus rolled versus instant oats, in just a moment. The difference between them is the difference between moderate success and a life-changing result. Robert, the viewer I mentioned, didn't just have more energy. At his 6-month checkup, his doctor was stunned. He had lost 18 pounds without actively dieting, and his HbA1c, a key marker for blood sugar control, had dropped into the healthy range for the first time in a decade. His doctor's only question was, "What on earth have you been doing?" Now, let's have an honest discussion about your digestive system. As we age, our gut can become more sluggish and sensitive. For some, the idea of adding more fiber can be worrying, conjuring up fears of gas and bloating. and that's a valid concern if you do it wrong. But oats contain a beautiful balance of both soluble and insoluble fiber. We've covered the amazing soluble beta-glucan, but the insoluble fiber is equally important. It doesn't dissolve in water. Instead, it acts like a scrub brush for your intestines, adding bulk to your stool and promoting regularity. This helps prevent constipation, a common and uncomfortable issue for many adults. So, how do you get all these benefits without any of the discomfort? This is our first micro solution of the day. Start low and go slow. If you're not used to a high fiber diet, don't just jump into a huge bowl of steel cut oats every day. Start with a small half-cup serving cooked of rolled oats, which are a bit easier to digest. Drink plenty of water throughout the day, as fiber needs water to do its job properly. Try this now and see what happens. Take a moment to assess how you feel. Are you often bloated? Do you feel irregular? This simple, slow introduction of oats could be the solution you've been looking for. Now let's get to the comparison you've been waiting for. This is where we separate the amateurs from the pros. It's time for option A versus option B, the Great Oat Showdown. In one corner, we have the fast and easy instant oats. In the other, the tough and formidable steel-cut oats. And somewhere in the middle, the crowd-pleasing rolled oats. Which one is the undisputed champion for your health after 50? The answer might surprise you. Let's break it down. Instant oats are pre-cooked, dried, and rolled very thin. While they are still oats, their structure is the most compromised. This means they have a higher glycemic index than other versions. Your body digests them more quickly, leading to a faster, less stable release of sugar. If you are in an absolute rush, they are still a far better choice than a pastry, but consider them your last resort. Next up, rolled oats, also known as old-fashioned oats. These are oat groats that have been steamed and rolled flat. They have more texture and a lower glycemic index than instant oats, striking a fantastic balance between health benefits and convenience, typically cooking in about 5 to 10 minutes. They are an excellent, highly recommended daily choice, but then we have the king, steel-cut oats. These are not rolled at all. The oat groat is simply chopped into 2 or 3 pieces. This leaves the grain structure almost entirely intact. They have the lowest glycemic index, the highest satiety factor, and provide the slowest, most sustained energy release. They take longer to cook, about 20-30 minutes, but this is where troubleshooting and smart methods come in. If cooking steel-cut oats for 30 minutes every morning sounds impossible, do what I do instead. Make a large batch on Sunday. Cook 3 or 4 servings, let them cool, and store them in the refrigerator. Each morning, just scoop a serving into a bowl, add a splash of milk or water, and microwave it for 90 seconds. You get the unparalleled health benefits of the best oat in the same amount of time it takes to make the worst. This single tip is a complete game changer. Try this now. Next time you are at the grocery store, just buy a small bag of steel-cut oats. Just put it in your cart. That is the first step toward this transformation. Now that you've chosen your champion oat, we need to talk about the most common mistake people make, a mistake that can completely negate all the incredible benefits we've discussed. The number one pitfall is how you top your oats. If you conquer the oat but then surrender to sugar, you've lost the war. Piling on brown sugar, maple syrup, or even excessive amounts of dried fruit will send your blood sugar soaring, defeating the very purpose of eating oats in the first place. This is where you elevate your oat game from a simple breakfast to a strategic anti-aging meal. Your mission is to add toppings that amplify the benefits. Think of your bowl of oats as the foundation, and now you're going to build a nutritional powerhouse on top of it. Need more protein for muscle maintenance? Stir in a scoop of high-quality protein powder or a tablespoon of Greek yogurt. Want a boost of healthy fats for brain health and even greater satiety? Add a spoonful of chia seeds, ground flaxseed, or a handful of walnuts. Craving sweetness? A sprinkle of cinnamon is perfect, as it has its own blood sugar stabilizing properties. A handful of fresh or frozen berries will give you antioxidants and fiber with minimal sugar. Here is another micro solution for you: the savory bowl. Who says oatmeal has to be sweet? Try cooking your oats with broth instead of water, and top them with a soft-boiled egg, some sautéed spinach, and a sprinkle of everything bagel seasoning. This provides an incredible combination of fiber, protein, and healthy fats that will keep you energized and full until dinner. The possibilities are endless, and by focusing on adding protein and healthy fats, you create a perfectly balanced meal that optimizes your metabolism for the entire day. Let's quickly address another common concern: anti-nutrients. You may have heard about phytic acid in oats, which can bind to minerals like iron and zinc and slightly reduce their absorption. While this is true, the concern is often blown way out of proportion. For a person with a varied diet, the impact of phytic acid in a daily serving of oats is negligible. However, if you are someone with known mineral deficiencies or you simply want to optimize every single aspect of your nutrition, there's an easy fix. Soaking your oats overnight is a simple troubleshooting tip. Just place your oats in a bowl with water and a splash of something acidic like lemon juice or apple cider vinegar. This will begin to break down the phytic acid, improving mineral availability and making the oats even easier to digest. This is the exact principle behind overnight oats, a method that is not only convenient, but also nutritionally superior. Let's do another interactive prompt. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you right now in your ability to manage your energy levels throughout the day? I want you to remember that number, and then I want you to commit to trying oats the right way for just 1 week, just 7 days. After that week, come back to this video and post your new number. I guarantee you will see a profound difference. It's about taking this information and turning it into immediate actionable steps. We've covered the why, the what, and the how. You understand the science of beta-glucan, you know which oats to choose, and you know how to prepare and top them for maximum benefit. You are now armed with more knowledge than 99% of people about how to use this humble superfood to fundamentally change your health journey after 50. You can reclaim your energy, take control of your weight, and build a stronger, more resilient body to carry you through the best decades of your life. As we bring this journey to a close, let's crystallize the transformation we've outlined. It began with acknowledging the frustrating and often demoralizing physical challenges that come with life after 50, the energy slumps, the metabolic slowdown, and the worries about long-term health. We exposed the myth that this decline is inevitable, reframing it as a problem of fuel, not a failure of the body. The solution we presented wasn't a complicated, expensive, or fleeting fad. It's the humble, powerful, and scientifically proven oat, a food that actively works to lower your cholesterol, stabilize your blood sugar, and give you the lasting energy and satiety you need to thrive. We've equipped you with the practical knowledge to make it happen, from choosing the superior steel-cut oat to employing time-saving batch cooking methods. You've learned to avoid the critical pitfall of sugary toppings and instead amplify the benefits by adding strategic proteins, fats, and spices. You now hold the blueprint to turn a simple breakfast into your most powerful daily ritual for health and vitality. This isn't just about adding a food to your diet. It's about shifting your entire mindset from one of passive aging to one of proactive, empowered wellness. The power is now in your hands, sitting in that simple bowl. Thank you for investing this time in yourself. Your health is your greatest asset. Now go out there and build a future full of energy and vitality, one bowl of oats at a time.